The church. Amber saw an old abandoned warehouse. The parking lot they were in was for the warehouse employees, but now this business was gone, closed forever. Most of the business in this part of town were closed. The buildings were not used by anyone. There weren't any houses around here either. This was the emptiest part of town. Even if she screamed, no one would hear her. "Why did you bring me out here?" she asked. She knew it was a dumb question, but she wanted to keep him talking. Perhaps she could talk him out of his plan. She could make him realize he was making a mistake. She could tell him that he didn't want to hurt her. "You need more patience," the hairy driver said, walking toward her. His walk was funny. He walked more like a duck than a person, but there was nothing funny about his behavior. "Have patience," he said again. "You're going to learn why I brought you here. I will teach you. I'm going to teach you until you understand." "You're crazy," she yelled, taking a step back. "Somebody help me. Love is crazy. And I'm in love with you," he laughed again, then spit something on the ground. "By the way, you can yell and scream as much as you want to, but it won't do any good." Amber turned in a circle, looking around her. She already knew he was right. No one could save her. She was alone. Then she saw something. Amber saw a small light in the darkness. There was only one tiny light coming from a small old building. The building was on the side street, back behind the warehouse. Inside, a golden light was flickering. "Is that a candle?" she wondered. Since the light was not steady, it was flickering like a candle flame. If there is a candle, then somebody must be inside. They would not leave a candle burning by itself. She ran in the direction of the flickering light. Her ankle was hurting her, but she had no choice. She had to take the pain. The man behind her was coming. He's not going to change his mind. "Young lady, there's no reason to run away," he said. "You will like me once you get to know me better." "That's not going to happen," she shouted. "Get away from me. Where are you running to? There's nobody out there." She kept going even though her foot was hurting a lot. She was getting nearer to the building with the candlelight. It seemed like that was the only place to go. It was hard to see. The night was darker than usual. There were clouds in the sky, covering the stars. The moon was hiding behind the clouds too, but Amber could see on top of the building, on the roof of the building, was a cross. "Is that a church?" Out here in the middle of nowhere. She got closer and saw, yes, it was a church. The church looked abandoned too. Some of the windows were broken. Wooden boards were falling off the side. The grass around the area was very tall. No one had come here in many years. If no one uses it, why is there a candle burning inside? I hope it isn't a homeless person living in there. But she changed her mind. Even if it was a homeless person, perhaps they could help her. Anything better than fighting the crazy bus driver alone. The front door was unlocked. Amber ran inside the empty church. She saw the candle in the window. There were candles in each of the windows, but there was nobody around. She closed the door. Oh no, there isn't a lock on it. The bus driver was coming. He was walking fast, but he could not run. He was not in a good enough shape for running. He was out of breath. "I told you don't make it chase you," he said, looking through the window. His face was sweaty. He looked like an animal. "Stop, stop it. My sister will call the police. You heard me call her. Yeah, but she doesn't know where you are." The police can track my phone. The driver was holding your phone. He raised it. It was destroyed. You should have held onto it better, he said, smiling his creepy smile. Now stop running, little lady. You've got nowhere else to go. Amber stood a step back. The driver was standing outside looking in the window. The door didn't have a lock on it. She needed to put something in front of the door to block him. There were a few heavy benches. She took one of the benches and started to drag it towards the door, but it was too late. He was coming in. Help! She cried again. Where was the preacher for this place? Someone had to be here because there were candles. They weren't burned down yet. Who had lit the candles? She tried to keep the door closed, but he was too heavy. She was pushing and pushing, and finally he got inside. Amber punched at him with her fist, but she missed. Whoa, take it easy, he said. I don't want to fight you. You tricked me, she said. This church. You live here, don't you? This is your place. Are you kidding? The bus driver said. He threw her phone over his shoulder. I have a nice apartment. I would never live in church. That is just weird. But you put the candles in here. It was a trick to get me to come inside. You wrong about the first part. I did not put the candles here. But you're right about the second part. Yes, it was a trick. And Amber heard the sounds of the other person in the building. Somebody else is here. The man walked out from behind a large curtain. He was very tall and skinny, with long black hair. He wore an all-black suit. At first, Amber thought maybe he was a preacher, like those driver. The man smelled terrible. He looked like he had not taken a shower in a long time, and he looked very hungry. Hi, Fred, the fake preacher said to the bus driver. Nice catch. You better go on tonight, but next time, bring me something to eat. You know I always like a good cheeseburger. Stop complaining, the driver said. And what did you call me, Fred? Now she knows my name. So, who will she tell? Amber was trapped between them now. The driver was standing in front of the door, and the preacher was walking closer and closer. You're right, said Fred, the bus driver. He looked at Amber with his red eyes. The dead tell no secrets.